watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, thank you for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Shanika Grimshaw. So we're going to get to your top stories in a bit. But first, we want to check in with meteorologist Jackie Layer. We have a big weekend, Jackie. So World Pride, how is it going to feel? Is it going to be too hot? And hopefully it doesn't rain too much.
Right. I mean, we do have some rain and thunderstorm chances today, tomorrow, and Sunday. But I would say Sunday, that is the day where we're seeing most of that rainfall, most of that thunderstorm activity across the region. Today, though, there is that severe chance, that severe outlook today. It's marginal. That's on the low end of the scale, 1 out of 5 on that scale. That's mainly for the western half of the area, and that's where we could be dealing with some damaging winds with any of the strongest of those thunderstorms that do pop up. That'll be later on this afternoon for the threat of those storm chances, especially back out towards our west. We'll see high temperatures today back in those middle 80s. I still think by noon we're still looking at dry conditions with hazy sunshine and that humidity. Still some isolated thunderstorms as we approach sunset just after 8:30 this evening. Then those storms do slide out after midnight tonight, and then we're looking at some more wet weather on the way tomorrow morning before we should dry things out just in time for World Pride Parade. I'll have more details on that planner coming up.
Jackie, thank you. Happening now in DuPont Circle, Park Police putting up fencing ahead of World Pride. This comes just a day before World Pride Parade here in D.C. And in a letter sent to DC News Now this morning, the U.S. Park Police says in part they have concluded that this temporary closure is necessary to secure the park, deter potential violence, and reduce the risk of destructive acts and decrease the need for extensive law enforcement presences. D.C. police did request to put up fencing earlier this week. They say it was due to safety concerns from previous years, but police withdrew after pushback from the community and district leaders. Despite that, many people are still focusing on the excitement for the weekend. And World Pride expected to cause some traffic headaches too. Police sharing a list of street closures, and they're going to shut down a few for the Pride Parade and block party tomorrow. The Pride Parade will run down 14th Street, and that'll be in northwest from T Street to Pennsylvania Avenue. Roads nearby will see impacts as well. The block party is on 17th from P to Riggs Place, and the road closures start today, and it will run through the end of the day tomorrow. And for a full list of parking restrictions and road closures, just head to our website at dcnewsnow.com. Search for World Pride. You can also find details for the World Pride Festival. And developing now, Reagan National Airport will be forced to temporarily close next weekend for the big military parade and the event celebrating the Army and President Trump's birthday as well. It's set to snarl traffic near the National Mall. DC News Now's Ben Dennis is hearing from travelers. Many say this restriction will be a major inconvenience.
DC's heavily restricted airspace set to shut down sometime Saturday, June 14th, all for President Trump's military parade honoring the Army's birthday, which happens to fall on his.
Like, I get why they maybe shouldn't happen at the same time. I just don't get why the whole military thing is happening at all.
Good idea to close the runways?
No, because people still got to travel. Especially they didn't give anyone advance notice that they're going to do so. People already got flights in place.
The Army's plans for 50 aircraft to fly over the nation's capital means commercial flights in and out of Reagan National will pause, done to avoid any near misses with aircraft and fireworks mere months after January's tragedy on the Potomac River.
Given that just a couple months ago there was a plane crash with a military helicopter, I kind of feel like it's a little irresponsible.
For any military flights at all over the mall?
I don't think so.
The exact timing of Reagan National's closure is unknown, but the parade is scheduled for 6:30 to 7:30 at night and fireworks to start at 9:45 p.m. In addition to a flyover, expect to see thousands of soldiers walk by and 150 military vehicles, including tanks.
It's going to be awesome.
Colonel Jess Curry is among Army engineers helping plan the parade. His team has started installing these metal plates to protect pavement so roads don't get ripped up.
Very low concerns that there will be any damage or limited damage at all, and remain committed that the Army is going to make it right on the backside if something unexpected happens.
All right, that was Ben Dennis. Thank you, Colonel Curry. Also tells DC News Now roads on and near the parade route should reopen by Monday, June 16th. And while flights at Reagan will be shut down next Saturday, the airport authority told us Dulles will remain open. However, no word of any possible delays that day. And President Trump is rolling out a new travel ban. Starting on Monday, people from 12 countries will be barred from coming here to the U.S. The ban is for travelers mainly from African and Middle Eastern countries. That includes Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, and Afghanistan. President Trump says it's for national security, citing the suspect accused in the Boulder, Colorado attack. He's from Egypt, which is not on the list, and it has advocates calling the new travel restrictions unnecessary and illogical.
Look at most of these countries, we have not had terrorist attacks or other extreme violent incidents. There's a risk of dividing families, endangering medical patients.
Cuba and Venezuela are among a small batch of countries facing new travel restrictions. The White House says countries can be moved on or off the ban list upon review. And Trump's travel ban affecting people here locally. Many immigrants from Sierra Leone living in Prince George's County are upset after seeing their country on the travel ban list. Travel to the U.S. has been partially restricted for citizens from Sierra Leone. And County Council Walla Blagay tells us the concerns her residents shared with her yesterday about the partial ban.
We're concerned about those who have pending applications for status, but this one impacts even those with green cards, those who are residents here who are planning to travel.
The travel ban policy takes effect on Monday. Turning now to Washington County, a community rally in Hagerstown for a Vietnamese refugee in ICE custody. Melissa Tran came to Maryland when she was 11 years old. When she was 18, she stole a check, and Tran served time and paid restitution. She has since opened a popular nail salon with her husband in the city's North End. But weeks ago, she was arrested by ICE. Tran is now in federal custody in Washington State, and her son says he's touched by the support they're receiving.
The community out here meant a lot to me and my family. The amount of people that they've been able to connect with over the years, I was shocked at how many. And it means a lot to us and our family. It gives us lots of hope and support.
The community launched a letter-writing campaign to the White House, State Department, and Department of Homeland Security to help free Melissa Tran and bring her home. All right, take a look at your screen here. You can see video taken by an advocacy group in Northern Virginia. It appears to show ICE making arrests. It's right outside an immigration court in Loudoun County. It's unclear who the people being detained are or why they're being detained. An immigration attorney tells us this is creating fear and making people hesitant to attend their hearings.
People need access to due process. This is causing chaos within the community, within the immigration system.
We've reached out to ICE asking about these apparent arrests and when they would send agents to a courthouse to make arrests. We haven't heard back. And there's uncertainty in Maryland's second largest school district, the teachers union voting no confidence for the Prince George's County superintendent. We're now hearing from both sides. DC News Now's Tiger Munn tells us how this could impact students and families.
The no confidence vote came after hours of debate between the representative council. President Donna Christie says that issues such as safety, staffing, and payroll are at the forefront of the problem.
Payroll is a big one. We have members who will call us that we should be here on a Friday on payday, and all the people who are calling because they just didn't get a paycheck. If you're an early career educator and you're barely making ends meet because you're not even earning a living wage, right? So, when you don't get that paycheck, that's rent that's not getting paid. That's food you can't buy. When you're a professional educator, you shouldn't be treated like that.
House was appointed superintendent by now Senator Angela Oso Brooks in 2023. House says that since the beginning of his tenure, he's worked to solve these issues and says that the students are still the most important aspect of all of this.
My hope is that PGCEA reconsiders this. I've, consistently met with all of our labor partners, including PGCEA's leadership, to address any concerns around work conditions, any other concerns that have been brought to the table. All in all, we'll continue to be laser focused on the success of our students and families and continue to support our educators.
House says that the school system has an offer on the table for the teachers union, but the association says that they have not been contacted by House just yet. Reporting in Lanham, I'm Tiger Munn, DC News Now.
All right, we're honoring some kid calculators in the district. McFarland Middle School winning a local math competition. Local leaders giving them a shout out on social media for coming in first place. 100 students were part of the middle school competition at Google. Look at that there. Congratulations to all of you number wizards. How exciting there. All right, so let's talk about some more numbers with meteorologist Jackie Layer. So this weekend, it's going to be a big weekend, World Pride, and we're having a bunch of events, I'm sure, along with the parade and everything else. So how's it going to be?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be humid out there the next couple days, including today for your Friday. And yes, it's going to be humid tomorrow for those outdoor events like World Pride Parade. But we're looking at some rain and thunderstorm chances. But it looks like Saturday will be one of the drier days, especially into the afternoon after we're starting off with some showers in the morning. Then as we get towards Sunday looking a bit more wet and stormy. So I'll have more details on that coming up. Let's talk about high temperatures today. Back into those middle 80s for much of the area, upper 80s farther south, middle 80s farther off towards the north. But that severe outlook for the day today, marginal risk back out towards our westernmost areas. That's where we do see the potential for some of those thunderstorms to become more on the stronger side, with damaging wind gusts being the main impact with those. So let's get right to a future cast and the timing. This is the latest update. Some clusters of thunderstorms bubbling up right along the I-81 corridor by 2 p.m. Mid to late afternoon, still some showers and storms around, very isolated. But then it's later on this evening, closer towards sunset. This is the latest update showing some of the clusters of storms right around the I-81 corridor continue to dive its way farther south and east, closer towards the I-95 corridor right around midnight tonight. So we're looking at some heavier rainfall right around midnight. So for your Friday night plans, certainly want to stay weather aware for that threat or for that potential for some of those stronger storms to slide their way farther south and east and closer towards the I-95 corridor. After much of the day today, the I-95 corridor should be dry, but noticeably humid and hot. As we look towards 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, some scattered lighter showers around. Those fade away. Maybe that spot shower or thunderstorm chance to bubble up later on tomorrow afternoon, but it looks like much of the area does remain dry in any of the shower and thunderstorm development, mainly south of the region as we look in towards tomorrow afternoon. Sunday, though, we do have yet another system approaching the area, so I'll bring more of that wet weather across the region. So for the World Pride Parade tomorrow in D.C., spot shower chance right around noon. Still shower is possible right around 2 p.m., but otherwise we're looking at mainly to then partly sun-filled skies. So look at towards later on to the afternoon. Temperatures highs tomorrow should be into as low to mid 80s. Going with a high of 85 though in the district. Lower 80s to the north, middle 80s farther south for your Saturday. Now as we look towards Sunday though, another low pressure system back down towards our south and west slides in. Looking at that wet weather into the morning hours and then still lingering around into the afternoon as that warm front drifts in. With that warm front, some of those storms could be on the stronger side, so we do have another marginal risk. But that marginal risk for Sunday includes the entire area for that threat of some stronger storms. Then we have yet another cold front approaching the area. I think Monday we have a break in the action, and then Tuesday watching out for some more thunderstorm development out there across the area with that cold front approaching from the west. So again, as we look at towards your Saturday, marginal risk for a shower or storm to become stronger, but Sunday I think it has the higher chance for some of those stronger storms around the area with that warm front drifting in. Here's the rest of that 7-day outlook. We're talking about the next work week. We'll be back into those middle 80s Monday, dry before more storms on Tuesday. And then by Wednesday and Thursday, we see those temperatures heating up, upper 80s by next Thursday.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Well, we're a week away from the FIFA Club World Cup. It kicks off next Saturday, and some games will be held here in the district. The following matches on your screen, you can see here, will be held at Audi Field. Dozens of bars and lounges will be open all night and will serve alcohol until 4 a.m. for the games. Some of the biggest stars on the world soccer stage will be shining bright right here in the nation's capital. And Metro is ready to get people all ready for World Pride festivities. WMATA announcing extended hours for the weekend. Now, Metro stations will close an hour later Friday night at 2 a.m. And on Saturday and Sunday, stations will open at 6 in the morning, closing at 2 a.m. Saturday night and on midnight midnight on Sunday. Also this weekend, the Yellow Line will extend to Greenbelt. All right, a lot going on there. The DC News Now team will also be out at the Pride Parade. That's Saturday. So look for us. Check out our big, beautiful bus. Say hi. Come grab a selfie or just show us your pride. All right, that's all the time we have for you this morning on DC News Now. Just be sure to stick around for more news and weather coming up at noon.